We used Final Cut to make our video. This software made it easy to edit our footage into a final version. However, it did take some time to get used to using it, and throughout the post-production stage we were constantly finding new things we could do in it that we didn't know we could before. We used the software on Macs, which was useful as their wide screens made it easier to see all our footage. They are also quick and have large hard drives to store all our work on. However, because our work saved to the computer, it meant we could not edit our footage anywhere other than the computer we first edited on. The file format we used for the moving image footage was MOV. We also used other file formats such as MP3 and JPEG. The first scene is a pan of the foreshore where a woman is walking her dog. The Limbo Bridge can be seen in the background. We slowed it down using Final Cut because we wanted the first few scenes to show Hull waking up, and the music starts off slow, so we edited it to go with that. It then fades to footage of some flags in the wind along Hull Marina. This then fades into a tracking shot of the buses pulling out of the bus station. This was sped up so that it didn't take up time and to show that it was getting busy. We decided not to use a panning shot of St. Stephen's as we thought the buses better represented the morning atmosphere. This then cuts to a long shot of a man sitting down in Queen's Gardens holding a coffee cup and newspaper. It then cuts to a close-up of him putting the coffee cup down, and then a pan to where he is holding the newspaper open on the front page. It then cuts to an over-the-shoulder shot of him reading the newspaper, where it zooms into the heading about City of Culture. We used this scene in our video because the fact it is on the front page of the newspaper shows how big City of Culture is. We were going to use Queen Victoria Square instead, but it was closed at the time of filming. Over these first few scenes we included voiceovers from various people such as Andrew Dixon, talking about Hull becoming City of Culture. We included these voiceovers to build up the atmosphere of City of Culture in our video. As the camera focuses on the front page of the newspaper, the song begins. The camera then zooms in and the screen fades to a slow pan of the exterior of the Deep. This is an establishing shot. We put the Deep as the first main location because it is an iconic location in Hull. It then cuts to an over-the-shoulder medium tracking shot of a woman and small boy walking through the Deep. This was filmed on a phone camera to make it seem like you were walking with them. The footage then cuts to pans of fish in tanks as a quote appears on the screen to emphasise how good the Deep is. This disappears as it fades into more medium shots of fish tanks. More text giving information about the Deep appears at the top of the screen. It then fades into footage of a young boy looking in and touching one of the fish tanks. This then fades into a medium pan of a boy spinning a toy within the Deep. We used a young boy and their mum to show that it is family friendly and exciting, especially for young people. This then cuts to a pan of the interchange, which is the next key location. As the camera pans, text appears on the screen. The words remain there as an over-the-shoulder tracking shot of two young adults walking through the interchange fades onto the screen, which then cuts to an outward zoom of a poster. As this appears, the words disappear. We were going to use footage of a train, but the footage came out blurry. The interchange then cuts to a pan of the exterior of the KC, which then cuts to the inside of the KC where we included a close-up of a man's hat which has the team's name on it. This then cuts to a long shot of a football match taking place inside the KC. Text appears on screen during the game. We made the words in the colours black and orange because those are the colours of the team. We then cut to a downward and upward pan of a young girl running to point out a fish on Hull's fish trail. We then included a pan of her and her mum walking around a corner onto Princess Dock Street and a long shot of them walking towards Furley & Co. As some information about the fish trail appears on the screen, we used a young girl and her mum to show it is a fun family activity. This fades into a close-up upward pan of the two having fruit shakes, Furley & Co.'s signature drink, and then to an outward zoom of the girl drinking it. Our video then cuts to footage from Made in Hull, one of the first events of City of Culture. Details about the show appears on the screen. One of the medium shots of Friends Art Gallery was reversed and played again to give it a fun effect. We used footage from Made in Hull to show people what the events are like. We then cut to an over-the-shoulder tracking shot of a woman on the escalator in St. Stephen's. Information about St. Stephen's appears in the top left corner of the screen. As she gets off the escalator, it fades into a pan of some of the restaurants in St. Stephen's. Then that fades into an establishing shot of the interior of St. Stephen's. This then cuts to an upward pan of the Maritime Museum entrance, which cuts to various pans of artefacts you can see inside the Maritime Museum. Our video then cuts back to the man sitting in Queen's Gardens as a medium shot of him closing the newspaper fades into a long shot of the man standing up and walking towards Prince's Quay. We include this scene to show that it's reaching the end of the video. This then cuts to 3 volunteers saying "Welcome to Hull." This is used to show how friendly and supported the people of Hull are. Finally, we finished the video with footage of fireworks on New Year's Day with text in the middle promoting Hull. In most of the locations shown during our video, we included the name and location in the bottom left corner. We use the song right here, right now, as it is upbeat and the lyrics of the song go well with what our video is promoting. I think our video promotes Hull as a family-friendly and interesting city. If I was to change anything, I would maybe include some of the scenes we didn't manage to film.